Hey, this is Coach Willie, the holistic trainer, and this is a demonstration of myofascial release for the pec-clavicle ridge. This is the area right below the collarbone that runs from the shoulder all the way to the sternum or the middle of the chest. When you're performing this technique, you can use your fingertips in the beginning, but I suggest using a tool like a lacrosse ball to truly get the release we're looking for. When you're doing this technique with your fingers, you can use 2 or even 1 finger, and I suggest putting a little bit of olive oil on it so that it's going to have more of a gliding effect. When you're using your fingertips, be in a sitting or kneeling position where you feel comfortable. Take your 2 fingers and find your collarbone. That's the bone that runs here along the front side of your chest, and you're going to go right below it, starting in the middle, and slowly glide your way along until you get to the end of the pec area where it meets at the shoulder. And then repeat this technique by sliding your fingers back along to the starting point. You want to apply as much pressure as is comfortable and bearable, but understand that there does have to be a subtle degree of discomfort to get this true release. As you progress with this, you're going to need to use a tool like a lacrosse ball to get into a deeper release. To perform this technique, we can do it in 2 positions, either on the floor or in a standing position using the wall. When we're doing it on the floor, we'll be lying face down and put the ball directly underneath your collarbone, just like it was when we were in the kneeling position. I'm going to extend my arm out to the side, and I'm going to sink my way into the ball and slowly roll it laterally across my chest until it gets to where my shoulder meets. And then I'm going to glide the ball back across the other direction, back to the starting position. So I'm moving side to side, and as I'm moving, I'm looking for any hot spots, areas of high tension or discomfort or knotted muscles. And if I can find any of these hot spots, I will stop specifically in that area, lean my pressure into the ball, and hold this position for 5 to 20 slow breaths. Once I'm done with one side for about 2 to 5 minutes, I will take the ball, place it on the opposite side, and perform the same technique. Now, this can be a somewhat challenging position to get into for some people, so we're going to demonstrate how to do this from the standing position using a wall. So now we're standing up next to a wall. We're going to do the same technique from a standing position. I'm going to place the ball against my clavicle here, and I'm going to be leaning into the wall, and I'm going to slowly roll the ball along that collarbone area out to where the shoulder meets, and slowly sliding it back along. Rolling it along the side to where the shoulder and the chest meet, and rolling it back along to the starting position. Remember, we're trying to isolate the area that's right below the collarbone, so if the ball starts to get a little bit lower, we're getting into more of the big pec muscle. Try to stay a little bit higher. Now, you saw I was against the wall with my arm against the wall. I was just there to demonstrate the technique. To perform it more optimally, you're going to want to have the side that you're not massaging off of a wall with the arm you're massaging against the wall, and this will make it easier for you to lean into it, because it can be challenging to have your chest up against the wall. So it's best if you can find a spot where one half of your body can be off of a wall, and you can slide the ball along underneath your collarbone. And once you do one side for 2 to 5 minutes, perform the same technique for 2 to 5 minutes on the opposite side. You might notice one side is much more stiff or tight or uncomfortable than the other. Spend more time doing that side. And this is a technique for myofascial release of the pec-clavicle ridge.